Hello students, today we are going to discuss the meaning of equilibrium and the approaches for determination of equilibrium. So today we are going to discuss the determination of equilibrium basically in the short run. So let's start first with the meaning of equilibrium. So students, as we all know, equilibrium is basically a point of rest. It's a point where your economy is said to be at rest. So, an economy is said to be in equilibrium when the aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply during a period of time. So, students, as per macroeconomics, right? As per your macroeconomics, your economy is said to be at equilibrium when the aggregate demand, that means your demand of your economy is equals to the aggregate supply of that economy. When the demand is equal to the aggregate supply, then the economy is said to be at equilibrium. So you can see here that your aggregate demand is equal to your aggregate supply. So it's a point of rest for the economy, and economy is said to be at equilibrium. Now let's see the approaches for determination of equilibrium. So basically we have two approaches. These approaches are obviously given by Keynes. So the two approaches which are given by Keynes to determine the level of income and employment in an economy are basically the first one, that is ADAS approach, and the second one, that is SI approach. So ADAS approach deals with the aggregate demand and aggregate supply, whereas SI approach deals with savings and investment. So before starting these approaches, we have to understand a few assumptions which are mandatory before starting the uh, so let's move on to the assumptions. So if I talk about the first assumption says that the equilibrium output is determined in two sector model. So students, now you have to understand this, that the whole equilibrium or the whole output determination, we are doing this in two sector model. That means we are dealing only and only with households and the firms. Other two factors, or I can say the other two sectors, that is the government and foreign sector, we have assumed that they are not present, or don't have any interference. So this equilibrium output is determined in two sector model. That is the first assumption. Now let's move on to the second assumption, that is price level is assumed to remain constant. That means during the process of equilibrium, while calculating the or while determining the equilibrium, we have assumed that the price level of the goods and the services, that will not change or that will remain constant. Now the next assumption is equilibrium output is determined in short run. That means we are determining this equilibrium output in short run. We are talking about the short run equilibrium. Next assumption, investment expenditure is assumed to be autonomous. That means we are assuming this, that your expenditure on investment will remain constant irrespective of changes in your income. Whether your national income increase or decrease, your expenditure on investment will remain constant, right? So these are the assumptions which are mandatory, and these assumptions are same for ADS approach as well and for the SI approach. So the assumptions will remain the same. If you like our content, then please like this video and subscribe to our channel, and please share this video on WhatsApp, Facebook, LinkedIn and Twitter. And if you have any doubt or any query, you can just comment down below, and thank you for watching this.